Welcome back to the most professional StarCraft 2, where I'm always happy to introduce to you the proud owner of 2 barracks on the front lawn of his opponent. It is Micro Jackson. It's ByuN. And now coming to join us, a drone spotting it immediately. We have, of course, it's impossible to avoid him, almost literally, the final boss. It's Dark. A best of 5 TVZ starting off strong as the SCVs are barely, oh my god, SCVs, somehow they know. There's no way to actually force them to go to a certain direction, but ByuN's, wait, is it walled in? Yeah, right? What? Could he not touch, is it stuck? Did he find a location? Oh my god, this is how we're starting. You know, I don't know what Dark's saying, but that has to be Korean for ain't that some shit. As right now, ByuN has locked out several of these drones, and the only thing they'll have to do while they're sitting outside not mining is potentially like and subscribe. And Jimmy, what are we? 1,176 likes. Ideally before these Marines slaughter any more drones. And, I'll cast another series. And I'll probably do it anyways, as starting off strong, a best of 5 yet again. 2 drones locked outside, the Marines patrolling in between. God. Of course, ByuN found the one location you can wall in a Marine with a barracks and still have it be effective. The SCV's doing just enough, the Overlord floating in, we'll see, this is indeed just the 2 racks. Dark already had a good idea. He didn't commit that many drones. It's not even going to be a bunker rush, just straight up Marines, but they're ByuN Marines. So, probably should have just left one of the Marines in that little wall-off location, but speed is not even close to on the way. In fact, Dark has not mined any gas. He doesn't even have an extractor. And ByuN's going to pick up and head on home. Well, a bloodless cheese, which is, you know, just kind of boring. Somehow, neither player loses a single unit. Now, that cannot continue, but Dark did enough. It looks like maybe first blood? No. Dark did enough in order to shut this down. And now, finally, allow me to finish the intro. Hopefully, you've had a good day so far. And hopefully, it's about to get a little bit better. As first blood is drawn, a single Zergling gunned down at the 4-minute mark. At the natural. And when I say it's almost impossible to avoid, this is not an exaggeration. I counted. From the Korean and North American, yes, ESL Cups this week. I received 24 replays from ESL. Thank you for that, by the way. 20 of them involve Dark. 2 of them are Pig versus Hero, so maybe we'll go for that one. So 20 out of 24. I checked the stats. Dark has played 1,500 professional games. Is it 1,000? It's over 1,000 professional games this year. He's won, and now this stuck out to me, 69% of them. And he's won 75% of his matches, so before you say nice, it's even nicer than you thought. So Dark has been putting in the work this year. Literally any tournament he's awake for it, even some arguably he's not. The only server that he doesn't menace is the European one. There is some stiff competition over there. We'll leave that one to Clem and Max Packs. North America is where worlds collide. Well, for Hellions, things have been relatively passive since the confusing aggression. Hellion shut down. Oh yeah, roaches. Hello, roaches. I'm sorry, I was too busy pontificating in order to realize what's happening here. There is a siege tank. There's a Viking on the ground as well trying to participate. And, well, looks like ByuN has more than enough to deal with this. Yeah, Dark building 13 more drones. The Hellions are getting in. Yeah, he's able to boost past. The Zerglings do not have speed. Down goes the medevac. So definitely could be worse here. The Queens. Not very comfortable with this situation. Dark keeps building drones. There. Oh my god. Of course, ByuN turned this. Of course, it was going to be a Marine build. It's ByuN. But there's actually no units. He has no units. He has 1 Roach and 4 Queens and 68 Dark. Oh no. Oh, it's an absolute, utter disaster. This game has been so weird, and I think Dark a little tilted from the very beginning. He just has nothing. He's just dead. ByuN just takes game 1 and walks away with it. He didn't even have stim. He didn't even have to stim. Well, that was certainly not the ideal start for the final boss here. All right. And somewhat unceremoniously and incredibly abruptly, we will move into game 2. The least effective, well, he was playing the long con there. The proxy Rex didn't need to do anything in order to put him in a comfortable position. Well, not so comfortable, but at least keep Dark at bay. And it was more than enough. Dark, a bit of a haphazard Roach all in behind it. I do feel like he was tilted somewhat. Seeing that Marine back there, it's a small thing, but that small thing has a gun, and the drone's unable to compete with it when it's walled off by a barracks. What was that, though? Alright, we'll see if Dark can kind of buckle down. He's not one who gets affected meaningfully by tilt. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making up, like, over 80% of all the replays. Okay. Not Europe, though. Okay. We still have Clem versus Max Packs. I assume. I didn't check. You know what? It might be Dark. I didn't even check. Because Clem versus Dark can wait for another day. Or every other day. It's going to be a 2 racks yet again. But this time a little closer to be on the side of the map. But Reapers will close that distance quickly. Getting some whiplash. Then again, that's just Dark, alright? Some of it is all in the mentality. Sometimes it truly feels like he's just giving up games to his opponent. That one, not so much, but the amount of times I've seen him go down 1-2 games in a series and turn it around, it is a not insignificant number. Two Reapers on the way. ByuN, on the other hand, also able to turn a dramatic comeback, but I'd call him a much more emotional player. You ever watched him play? Between his wrists partially exploding, which that might be somewhat literal. His world championship, which he won against Dark, by the way. God, still the most memorable of all time, in my opinion. Just the storyline, the games, still worth watching. All right, Dark dodging so far. And the fact that 7 years after it, this is still one of the best matchups we could see. And they're still both at the top of their game. And obviously way better than they were 7 years ago. Everybody is. Like 7 years ago, honestly, ByuN, I wouldn't say ByuN would be beaten by a Diamond Leaguer from today, but I think your average Grandmaster. Partially because ByuN has been on the bleeding edge showing everyone how to play for that long. Reapers get nerfed twice, and here we are with 2 Reapers in the main going in for more drones. Just untouchable. Dark has managed to mitigate the damage, but look, 26 to 23 workers. Dark now adding some drones on, but he got enough Zerglings. ByuN looking the wrong way, dodges back. Is there a grenade ready? No. I think Dark's gonna get at least 2 of them. Rip his legs off, yes! If you do it just right, the Reaper still reads as on the ground, even though it's doing the jumping animation, which always gives us those fun moments when the Reaper thinks it's gotten away, but then a Zergling rips it back to the ground. Doesn't happen often enough, in my opinion. Oh my god. Can you believe ByuN is going to be going for a stim timing? I even wore my shirt today. Okay, like I gotta... Alright, legalize stim packs. Sorry. Let's not bring Dominion politics into this. Well. Stim and... What? He's going stim, but he's just getting a cloak banshee. Just throw that one in there. Offhand cloak banshee. Doesn't even need medevacs. Alright. Cool Marines don't get healed. That doesn't make you cool, it just makes you dead. Shut up, Dad! At least I don't need a range upgrade like you during the war. Baneling Nest on the way. So Dark, it feels like that last game somewhat notwithstanding. He's still mixing in the Roach builds as part of a macro style, but they've Hydra, Zerglings, and Banelings are still the go-to for dealing with a more marine-heavy composition. It's just far too easy to exploit the lack of mobility when you have Roach Ravager. It's very reliant on hitting the right timing, and maybe the Terran being a little unprepared. The better prepared and the better micro the Terran has, the less effective those Roach Ravager timings get. He wields it like a bludgeon against everyone who isn't like Clem, ByuN, or, well, end of list, but against these two specifically, I do think, and I gotta keep talking about, like, Clem essentially the French ByuN, and vice versa. As ByuN, I think, still... Actually, you know what? Maybe in his old age, ByuN is the one who's more headstrong now. He's just decided, I'm gonna keep playing like it's 2017, and you can't stop me. I'm gonna make my cloak banshees, I'm gonna go Marine medevac, whereas Clem has been mixing in some more new age strategies. But still, the two best micro Terrans in the world. Cloak banshees come in, and Dark is letting out a strong Whiskey Tango Foxtrot here, as those banshees were so late they became early again. He had no detection, no spore crawler, completely expecting a medevac timing, did not bother with any spores. And now Dark scrambles to deal with them. One of the benefits of the banshees is having that built-in defense against any sort of early all-ins. But did it get enough done? A scan towards the main. Looking for the queens. That means the scan was a bait. Oh my god, he wanted him to keep the queens in the main. The thing is, there's already plenty of lings and banes. The banshees will cover for the medevacs here. He's now dragged some of the units out of position. 3 queens still in the main. And enough damage potential that it will force the medevacs and the banshees back. I feel this was a big mind game here from ByuN. He brings the banshees in, drags the queens out of position, scans the main. Might have boosted into the main if he saw an opportunity, but all of that Dark just kind of sweeps away with enough lings and banes. This time around, he's not getting caught with no units. There's plenty of time. Oh no, right off of Brenda, come back here! Oh. Alright, the banshees cornered by the queens. Burrow on the way. Hive tech. Overlord speed as well. More lings and banes. ByuN able to slurp up those marines into the medevacs. Drop them right back out. The banshees. Overseer. Oh, that one's in the mountain, but it won't escape the queens if they're standing by. The Overseer keeping track of them. Actually moved the Overseer out. So the corner of shame. Well, Marines stepping too. Gunning down more creep tumors. Oh, watch out! What? And it caught me by surprise as well. As the Lings and Banes directly in it. He's baiting in a Widowmine hit. They'll expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. Well, Widowmines are going to be cleaned up. ByuN, yeah, that may have looked bad, but... Oh no, the Banshees are going to do damage. At the back, there's no detection here. Dark still not splurging on a spore. And just like that, ByuN has taken the supply lead. The amount of mining time lost and now the amount of workers lost has more than made up for a moment of missed micro on the other side of the map. And that means that ByuN has retaken the initiative. Adrenal glands are on the way. Dark prioritizing it. Banshee's finally taken out. But ByuN has regained map control in a big way. And the creep spread is pretty lackluster overall. ByuN has made a strong effort at helping to deal with it. 2-2 is still pretty far off for either side, so upgrades even throughout this fight. Widowmine on the back. Those Marines in a precarious position as the Banelings trickle through. Widowmine easily dealt with. Dark tried to counterattack. Looks like he was shut down. Down 10 supply right now. Got the mass Zergling Baneling style that he's been. Yeah, when he does something, he commits. And he's got 100 Zerglings on the field right now and adding more. Target firing the base. The transfuses gets the. Oh my! What a save! As overall, the transfuses and the banelings combine to wipe out the Marines and keep the hatch alive. And ByuN, his predictable style now being easily dismantled by Dark, who his first big tech choice outside of Zerglings and banelings is about as big as you can get. Though not as big as it once was because of their small Ultralisks. Ultralisks. The El Chapo-list coming home. There's some burrowed banelings across the board. He's got a burrowed bane over here. He's still got one down there. Looks like 14 SCV kills over the last minute. Not a deadly number, but approaching it for ByuN. As dropping under 60 or so means he's not mining comfortably off these bases. He's not really taking full advantage. A few of the... I love that. A few of the Zerglings burrow. The rest keep going to work. Easily masking the kind of damage he's doing. More Zerglings coming in. Widowmine's drawn into the Terran army. Plenty of them hit on to the Banelings, but Dark is everywhere. Underneath and in the natural. Another attack. More transfuses. Drop gets cleaned up. Dark takes the supply lead. He's got money in the bank as well. He unburrows some lings. Even more SCV is going to go down. ByuN down to 54, which is precarious. That is not a number... Yeah. You can see right there that Dark is taking the income advantage in a big way. And now the Vipers coming out. Chitinous plating for the Ultras. +2 armor against an army that hasn't even heard of ghosts. Vipers are showing up. But ByuN strikes back. A drop to the top right. Widowmine's dragged out. Big hits, but huge fungal drags in the Widowmine. That does even more splash damage than the fungal itself. And now Dark. Well, ByuN still gets a lot of damage in the top right. Taking out a hatchery is production as well as economy. And this triple drop will drag enough units back that ByuN will be able to stem the attack. Picks right back up and keeps everything alive. And just like that, Dark, well, slowed down. His momentum is not stalled, but it is definitely slowed. As look at the creep spread. It's just not enough to really maintain that sort of control over the map. The creep spread is usually a decent indicator of how the game is going overall, and the fact that Dark has some, but it isn't over halfway across the map, it isn't out to the sides, means that ByuN still has a lot of space to work with, and he's not heavily under pressure so much that he only has to... Oh my god. What infester. Just don't move. You might notice. There is a little animation when they move underground. The Ultra shows up. The Widowmines obliterate 8 SCVs. Widowmines, not known for killing SCVs, but Dark helps them along. And now parasitic bombs just melt the medevacs with all hands inside, begging to be let out. ByuN has now killed 7. ByuN killed more units. Wait. Yeah, ByuN killed more Terran units than Zerg. Effectively. Or at least in cost there. Widowmines. Dark's best unit so far. Well experienced. Oh my god, that infester. That infester has been waiting. 16 more SCVs down. ByuN keeps rebuilding him, but Dark keeps whittling it down to size. He doesn't have that much supply here, though. He's been bleeding out so many Zerglings and Banelings. These are all costly things. The creep is good. Parasitic bomb. Did he forget about the infester? That's so many Marauders. They're about to have +3. How many Ultras on the field? Just the one. The hero list has to turn this around. The Queens are coming up to deal with it. The Infestor, where is it? It got taken out at some point. That means it's just the conventional Lings and Banes, and ByuN is able to maneuver around. And the Bio Ball is just too strong, taking out some of the Changelings. The Creep, the ultimate indicator. Ooh. ByuN decides to pick up, but he doesn't head towards the main. He's gonna head towards that top right corner. Dark unable to lay down the killing blow. And ByuN's ghostless bio here. Still zoning with Widowmons. Liberators are showing up. Dark doesn't have an advanced unit composition. The Ultras are supposed to help deal with the bio here, but the Marauders are doing well enough. Widowmons doing terrible, terrible damage to everything underneath with the parasitic bombs. A tsunami of splash damage across the sides. The Liberator still poking and prodding. And now Dark is in trouble. At the end of the day, the Bio Ball and the army in the top right here is just making things so difficult. Liberator Siege is up. Dark isn't out of it yet. He has an Ultra to chew through, but is it enough to deal with these Marauders? Indeed it is. ByuN not really looking here. Parasitic Bombs required. Queens might get another medevac. Takes it down with all hands. Drilling Claws, Widowmons. Going to trigger on the Ultras. One of the few things that can take a couple hits from him. But softens him up some more. ByuN actually scrambling back. Zerglings into the natural. Mineral line under fire. Well, under claw, I guess, is more accurate. But burrows a few lings at the back. 10 SCVs down. ByuN on full retreat here. Just a couple Widowmons on the other side. And a Liberator as well. There's still that burrowed Baneling. The Ultras. How many kills? He got 5 kills. 1, 5. I don't know about the one on the left side. The Ultra count starting to grow. We're at 6. Not quite enough that the Marauders are not able to deal with them, but it's getting there. There's 20 Marauders on the field. The Liberator going to be dealt with. Still incredibly annoying to deal with. There's not that many medevacs, and they don't have that much energy. A entire field of mines needs to be swept away. Again, the Widow Mines hitting both sides. Still unclear who's taking more damage, but the Ultras from the back. Now on the creep, he's forced into a corner. Target's down, but there's still one more Ultra. And Dark is chopping his way through. Joins up with 2 more Ultras. A Widow Mine. He's on top of everything. A couple more mines. Forcing him to burrow. He's not going to risk the Ultras. Has to retreat to the main. ByuN dropping out. A stream of Terran. It's raining men as ByuN gets a little more desperate. Dark, despite the mediocrity of his unit composition, he couldn't land the fungals with the Ultras. But now ByuN is forced back towards his main. He doesn't have the ghost. He has the mines, but they work both ways. Again, ByuN tastes the Widow Mines across the face just as much as the Zerglings. And it's a bitter taste indeed. The Ultra burrows to try to dodge away. Is he just fucking trolling him right now? Pardon my French, Clem's not here. But oh my god, Dark, I don't know if that was on purpose or not. He may have been trying to micro-survey the other side of the map. I choose to believe it's on purpose. He knew ByuN was looking that way. At least for some of it. Another Ultra taken. Oh, okay, well, in case it wasn't clear before. Trying to chew his way through. I think Dark has done it. Oh my, the Ultras cleaving their way through without the ghosts. There's nothing to stand against them, and Dark claims game 2. Wow. I think he wasn't sure that ByuN was looking on the other side of the map after he picked up the Marines and Marauders. So he made sure to dunk those Ultras a few times. That is, it's a bit of an unwieldy way to BM, but I am reasonably sure that is revenge for the Marine in Game 1. It appears Dark has detilted, and now ByuN. That's the kind of game. ByuN had momentum. Okay? He had that kind of tempo advantage that he often does with Marine, Marauder, and Mine. But Dark, he I don't know, I'm sure there's someone out there with I believe I share quite a overlapping demographic with those who enjoy MMA, other combat-based sports, but I'm sure there's something about using your opponent's weight against him. And that is exactly what Dark did. He turned all of ByuN's strengths into weakness with the Widow Mines. ByuN tried to substitute mines for ghosts in the later game. And that is a double-edged grenade. Actually, a grenade has a lot of edges. It's just a regular grenade. So, ByuN's like, well, I think the key was I didn't build enough barracks early enough. It was an odd build. That was a weird build. I will say, he just kind of went Banshee. I think he was thinking too hard. It may have worked against almost anyone else. And it kind of worked against Dark here, but double cloak Banshee and then Medivacs? Well, by that point, even if you kill 5-10 drones, Dark has 60, even 70 more. So, what's your long-term outlook? You haven't really gotten too much done. Still, though, that game, God. Well, you know, of all the players to be 80% of all the games I cast, unironically, almost impossible at this point to find a tournament that doesn't at least feature like a third of the games of Dark. If there was anyone to have be essentially the only player cast, well, I couldn't have picked a better one. I don't know how he manages to have these sort of games day in and day out, and sometimes multiple times a day. But he does. That's the common denominator here. That's why he's the final boss. Not because he wins, but because the fight is worth it. Well, speaking of, here we go, Reaper time. It's going to be the 3 racks from ByuN. He'll never stop. They could take away the grenades and the healing, and he'd still find a way to make Reapers. You're like, wait, they have grenades and heal? Oh, yeah. That's all. And they jump up cliffs. That's kind of the whole main deal. A lot of people nostalgic for the building grenades of Wings of Liberty, but the Brenda bounce grenades here are definitely... Oh my god, the queen is assassinated. Oh, it's getting really bad. Oh my, he just killed. Dark was not ready. He built the 3rd, and he was trading this like a 2 racks. The 3rd racks and that extra Reaper or 2 really do tilt the scales here. And ByuN got exactly what he needed to get, which was the queens. If the queens are able to build up energy, get some creep spread, that's the best defense. You need some Zerglings, but you need to keep those queens alive. And Dark caught a little off guard. Will lose 2 of them. And of course he didn't kill any Reapers because it's ByuN. And would you believe it, lo and behold, it's gonna be a Marine timing. Let's watch Zerglings kill rocks for a bit. Let me at him! The one most enterprising Zergling. Bartholomew, come back over here. We're attacking from this side. You guys, I figured it out. There are 2 sides to every rock. Shut up, that makes my head hurt. Hit the rocks with your head, or your claws. See, it worked. I'm just saying, next time, guys. Next time. No, I doubt there will be a next time. We'll be dead by next... Sorry, I blacked out for a second. Guys, I'm scouting. Oh my... +1 Carapace on the way for Dark. 20 more Zerglings. 22. As many as he can build, I assume. Yep, keeps adding them on. And the Marines are on their way across. Dark is going to try to get in. He's going to be able to cut off some of the reinforcements. It's just a straight, like, the medevacs are on the way. He only stims a couple Marines to join up with the group. Beautifully done. Here come the medevacs. No matter what, ByuN manages to find such ridiculously sharp timings. Pre 6 minutes, even after. I'm not sure who the WLA's hurt. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely better for Dark. The Marines were kind of strung out along the edge of this mausoleum-looking thing that the WLA is inside, of course. That's where you put all your ancient technologies, is in weird-looking, rundown temple things. So, like, that's just basic science. Well, here's ByuN. The Zerg, 75 Zerglings for 12 Marines. Well, and also the Reapers earlier. Just in general, it's been a tough time to be a Zergling. But that has never changed. Dark continues building up the Zerglings. A couple more Marines go down here. Trades out the Lings. And a follow-up push. Is there a third command center? Just now starting. Alright, drop at the 4th. Attack at the 3rd. Tank on the low ground. No Baneling speed. Baneling nest is done. No Baneling speed because a lair is not done. It's only halfway there. He's using the Baneling nest against the Zerglings, and now we'll target it down. Which, there's some irony there. But Dark is struggling to contend with the double drop here. The Marines and just a... Okay, well... 148 Zerglings for 18 Marines. An immaculate game from ByuN. A bit disgusting, but overall, I mean, that probably felt quite good after the previous match, which certainly slipped away from him. All right, so ByuN strikes back again. Another quick win overall. Compared to the arduous process that was Dark's hard-fought victory. 2-1 ByuN. For the more astute and observational among you, you will know why I am sitting here silent. But for those less mini-map inclined, I'll do it again. He's, the third Rex will be... Wait, he canceled it when he saw the OV kept moving. ByuN's like, why'd you scout that way, bro? I put it in the middle of it because a lot of players will send their OVs out specifically to look for proxy Rex. Dark pulls... Here we go! Dark pulls 3 drones. How many SCVs will he get? He's not going to be able to stop one of the racks. The second one, I don't think he's going to get there either. So, this leaves us... So here we are. 1 drone follows the SCV home. And he's going to try to fight the Marine as it comes out. Okay. So Dark not having it today. The Marine on the run. Micros, but he's going to try to get a drone. Oh, the drones, the Predator drones here. Oh, almost gets the drone, but now there's a Reaper on the way. So, now what? Last time this happened, remember, well, 1, ByuN did finish 2 racks, which is a huge difference. And 2, it ended with ByuN just winning. Like, Dark did a horrible roach, just did not work out roach all in. And then ByuN walked up and literally killed him. Not even, like, any contest. I don't know what happened. Dark just forgot that he could walk out of his base. But a Reaper, going to be a bit annoying to contend with, but there's already... It looks like this is going to even out into a semi-normal game. As Dark has his natural. Doesn't have any gas yet. Just started mining it. ByuN is expanding. ByuN a bit... Oh my god, he's gonna build a second barracks. Or wait, no, that's not a second barracks. Though I will eat my non-existent shoes. Okay, I have shoes. Am I wearing shoes right now? Check out my Dronely fans for more info. I will eat my non-existent shoes if he doesn't build another barracks. Okay. A cyclone on the way. AKA he goes mech. Not like somehow Dark just wins the game or something. That, though there is no Roach one, there's no Zergling speed, no all incoming. I'm just trying to cover. It's a starport. And a reactor? Mm-mm. Tech lab on the factory. We may be seeing a flip here. Cyclone comes out, but isn't in range to kill the Overlord, which is quite convenient for Dark. I like how well he knows ByuN. He's scouted not only for the 2 racks, but he scouted past it. A lot of players will just pull the Ovi back on seeing it. He kept going because he knew ByuN might try something. A Cloak Banshee on the way. Jimmy, it's 2 for ByuN. A Cloak Banshee. A good defense, but Dark is gonna get so many drones right now. Oh my. He's just slamming them out. He's got the injects on 3 bases now. The only thing he doesn't have is a lair and spore crawlers. But as soon as he kills that Reaper, starts the lair. Wouldn't be surprised if he started spore crawlers soonish. As well, yep. No reason not to cover your bases here. ByuN double engineering bay. Alright, my shoes are safe. Well, he still hasn't built another Rex. He's going incredibly greedy out of this. That is, yeah, there we go. Three more racks on the way. Just straight up bio behind the Banshees. Whereas Dark is gonna get all of the drones. Well, probably not all, because he does realize ByuN doesn't have a 3rd base landed yet. But pretty close. He's already at 60 and counting. Lair is done. Spore crawlers. At least a spore in the main. Does he have any overseers? Banshees. He noticed the cloak. Right on the edge there. The pre-cloak won't help you. Dark sees all. His eyes are heavily attuned to any difference in the light. I was gonna make a Batman joke in there, but I couldn't bring it together. Just imagine I said something clever. Armory on the way, but infestation pit, Hydra down for Dark. 75 drones. ByuN is not going to have much room for error here. While he's been left alone to his own devices, so has his opponent, for the most part. And Dark definitely had the advantage off the early proxy. Another surprisingly bloodless proxy, by the way. Well, mostly because Dark shut it down in a meaningful way. Banshee, looking for that high ground, not gonna have it. Taken out. Queen easily pops it. Mainling speed on the way. Hive tech. ByuN walling off his 3rd. We now have 9 Hydras in production. So ByuN... Ooh, his combat shield is so late. He was busy getting all his infrastructure up. He only has one tech lab, I believe. This does not help. But only one tech lab on the racks and then mass marines. So up against banelings with speed. No combat shield. It's just untenable. There's not enough medevacs here. Some of you will be left behind. A Widowmine will burrow. Trying to dodge all over the place. We'll deal with it as best he can. Another mine up top. But Dark punishes ByuN for the hubris of moving out without enough medevacs, without combat shield. The Zerglings will take down both sides of the rocks. A bold development. Adrenal glands on the way, and Dark is off to the races. A few dozen more Zerglings. Almost 100 Zerglings already. Combat shield done. Multiple factories. Widowmine hits a changeling. The real advanced play there. More Widowmines. ByuN is going to have to hold at least one wave. With, the upgrades are going to be even, but the army supply. 110. There are 122 Zerglings, and however many Banelings Dark is about to hold down the button for. Spreading the creep across. Looks like it's going to be around 20, 30 Banes. He's literally yeah. Dark is maxed out. He may wait for adrenal glands to do the final attack here, but if he sees an opportunity, I'm sure he's willing to go. Doesn't want to wait for ByuN to get any sort of upgrade advantage. Widowmines trying to be diffused. Good hits to start, but the Banelings are closing in, and ByuN is trapped in a prison of his own design. He has to pick up. The engineering bays are vulnerable. Some siege tanks are able to siege, but most of the army is in the medevacs. The engineering bays are overrun. He does manage to finish +2, but +2 armor is denied. And so is ByuN living to win 3-1. Dark ties it up. It's 2-2. We're going to game 5 as he simply runs him down, reaches into the spawning pool and pulls out a few hundred Zerglings. Vengeance for the previous game. A concise victory for Dark. Nice to get one of them. But here we go. The distance. Game 5. ByuN versus Dark. The ESL Cup Grand Finals. The finals boss putting on a show for us yet again. And now I challenge you. How many barracks and where are they? As Jimmy brings us in to El Keone. The answer? 1. And it's at the natural. So. I bet that was not a popular guess. But, might I remind you, humbly, upon bended knee, well, metaphorically, if you haven't yet liked and subscribed, it'd be awesome if you could do so. Let me know what you think about Dark TV. Because, it's not slowing down anytime soon. If he keeps playing in this many tournaments, it's going to be literally impossible to avoid. I mean, Pig versus Hero, I'm sure will be good, but believe it or not, that series was not nearly as long as this one. Based on file sizes. Alright, the Overlord Barracks is lifted. Overlord decides to get as much information as it can. Not quite gonna make it. The choke point in the center of the map. The Marines will hold the watchtower and sit on that little... There is no way to get vision unless you have either an Overlord or get a unit in behind those little smoke blockers. It is quite a choke point to do. Oh, he's just gonna bust him. Oh, it's busting time. This, well, knowing these two, this could turn into a 40-minute macro game, but Ah. The Baneling nest is nearly done. Dark is banking on ByuN essentially just being completely unprepared. There's not going to be Reapers. There's no scouting except a couple Marines, which have tried to poke their way out. Hellions as well showing up. That's a lot of Zerglings on this side of the map, don't you think? And wait, there's no wall. There's no wall. You can't just let the lings. He's like, well, I guess I will. But there's no reason to hide it. I'm already here. A Banshee is on the way. Now, ByuN actually manages... Now, the Banelings are inside the house right now. There are 4 Hellions, which, you know, hidden in plain sight. The fact there's still 3 Hellions here is a huge deal. That is enough to help defuse a lot of this. He really needs to kill another Hellion. My god, ByuN is handling this perfectly, but the Zergling, you gotta wall off! Hero could have told you this! And then, the Baneling is just zoning out. There's only 1 more Hellion. The Banshee's out. The last Hellion, the Zerglings come up. He's not microing. So many SCVs have already died at that Baneling. Another Baneling finishes! Oh no! 19 SCVs! He's down to 13! Almost as few as he started with. More in the natural! The Zerglings are streaming through! And Dark! Has he done it again? Oh no! He lulls you into that false sense of security with a solid macro play. And then he slips in the front door. ByuN invited him in. And guess what? They're not sending their best. The Zerglings and the Banelings are more than enough. The oldest build in the newest match. I don't, like, ByuN has a Bane, he's probably typing something at this stage. He's gonna try to make 2 mules. He has literally 2 SCVs. So, like, there's not even cloak, right? So, that's half the SCVs there. Never mind, he's at 0 SCVs. Dark does it again! 3-2 in favor of the final boss. He takes another one. Oh my god, it was disgusting. It was filthy, but it was so clean. ByuN put in his place with a game even shorter than the first. God. Well, darkness falls. And darkness rises. Okay. The Batman Dark Knight Rises. There. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That was maybe not the most dramatic, but not dramatic, a fun series, indeed. You can tell Dark's having fun with it. I think ByuN was having a little less fun by the end, but I hope you did. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Thank you for watching. And if you got the means of motivation, check out the Patreon, YouTube membership, all that, the stream. Otherwise, good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Stay chill.